Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kyger1324 up here today with a little bit of a talking video, a discussion video, so to say. Just a few things I want to talk about. Nothing particularly. Well, I've got to talk about a few things, some ideas, some upcoming videos. We're going to see where I'm going to be for the next few weeks. And also, I want to talk a little bit something about upcoming games. And so I've got a little thing to put out there as well. So, first of all, I hope you guys are having a good week and or have a good week. It's Monday today. It is Monday, yeah, it is Monday. I'm alright. I mean, I've been a bit rough lately. I don't know what's going on. But nonetheless, so sorry, I completely lost track. So anyway, yeah. So I've got some upcoming videos to talk about. I'm going to do a overview of the Uncharted series. That is the PlayStation 4 games or the PlayStation 3 Uncharted, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and Lost Legacy. I know there's some handheld ones. I think there was one on the Vita and one on the PSP. I might be wrong. But I'm not including those, so I'm going to do a little bit of an overview. Sort of as that overview where I just talk about each game, what I enjoyed, what I didn't like. Well, there wasn't really much that I didn't like, apart from the first one. That I've got some gripes to talk about with that, but understandable given the fact it was the first of its kind. Anyway, another thing, so I finished all the Uncharted games. That's why I'm doing the reviews, I guess. I finally finished the Lost Legacy. To be honest, it only took me 2 days to finish that, and I was only playing it for about 2-3 hours a piece. So not the longest of games, but it's one of them games that has a part in the game that will make you define how long the game is going to take you to beat, as it comes to a bit of a semi-open world part. I'll talk more about that when it comes to that video. Another video I want to keep in mind is me and my partner, Heather, we've finished the Saw movies, and we really enjoyed watching all the Saw movies, including Jigsaw, and we're going to do some, I guess, reviews, on each individual movie. Now, I don't know whether you guys want me to do like 2 movies, like 1 and 2, or like just do one video on one movie, even if it's a shorter video, because I can always get a few done. If they're only like 10, 15, 20 minute videos, I can maybe get 2 or 3 done. It depends. We're going through slowly and watching all the special features, just so I've got a good base on the review, to sort of, if I know the special features and I know all the what's included with the DVDs and stuff like that, I can sort of put it out there and tell you what, why you should enjoy the movie, why it's worth checking out the DVD, or etc. like that. And we'll probably do the same with some more movies coming up. Maybe we might do the Star Wars movies. I don't really need to sit here and tell you how much I enjoy Star Wars. I think it should already be known. It's my favourite franchise of all time. It always has been and it always will be, as you can tell, But it'd be cool, interesting to maybe talk a little bit about each of those movies. And to be honest, those movie reviews will be, 3 hours per movie, I guess? I mean, that's enough time to talk about each Star Wars movie. I mean, when I say 3 hours, I don't mean 3 hours to talk about all of them. I mean 3 hours to talk about just each individual one per video. There we go, 3 hour video. Of course, I'm joking. There's no way I'm going to sit here for 3 hours and talk about Star Wars as much as I would love to. It's just not a feasible video. If you guys want to see it, maybe I could, but for now, I'll stick to what I'm going to do. I've just started the Yakuza series today. I was in a bit of a pickle, really, because you have Yakuza. I own Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remake of the first game. Obviously, it's better to play the remake than the original. Not always, but sometimes it's good for convenience purposes. You get to play it on the best console, on the best, you know, with the best graphics, with all of the extras thrown in, you know. So the remakes in games sometimes are better than the original, but that's not to say that the original game was bad by any means. And it's a series that I've been wanting to try out for a long time because I know just how good they are. Good story, you know, it's Japanese, it's Sega, it's surprise, you know, and it's no surprise because Sega also made Shenmue on the Dreamcast and original Xbox, and they are doing a HD remake of those two games. And Shenmue is a similar game from what I know. It's sort of like the early Yakuza games. And from what I played so far, I'm enjoying it. It's not. It's a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a GTA clone." It's really not. It's more of a beat 'em up than anything. From what I've played, the one that I've only played Yakuza Dead Souls before today, and that was a shooting game, more of a shooting one because it was zombies. So that's one of the ones that is a cheap one, but I was in two minds because Kiwami's the first game, but Zero's based before the first one, so there's no right or wrong way on how to play them. Because if you play the first game, you're playing the Zero, so you're only gonna see stuff that happened before, so you're not continuing on with the story. You're learning more of the backstory. Whereas if you played Zero, you were going to continue the story. So it's really a case you want to just start from the beginning and play through each individual one and find the story, or do you want to start with the first one so you've got a good basis of where the story's going to go, but you can also find out a little bit of the story beforehand. So there's no right or wrong way to play it. I chose to play the first game first just because it was my way of doing it. As for Xbox, that's my PlayStation games I'm playing. As for Xbox, I've been playing, you know, Halo 5, even though it was playing up yesterday. Did some Gears of War 4 last night, did a Horde Mania. It was pretty fun. It's been a while since I played some Gears of War 4. It's probably, in my opinion, my least played Gears of War game, actually, to be honest, and the first one. I played a lot of Gears of War 2 Horde mode with my mate, and we played a lot of the third one as well. Loved the third game. Looking forward to the fifth one, and I'll talk more about it at the end of the video. So that's what things I've got upcoming. I'm gonna do some gameplay, of course. I'm gonna try and get some gameplay done on some Game Boy Advance games with the capture card, so you guys can see it a little bit better. I think I did show it when I did do my Game Boy Advance WiiCube video. So you know, I can't really complain there. So that's gonna come. I'm gonna do a Gotcha Force video. I have to do it. I will get around to playing that Gravenville Chronicles game, Ghostmaster, the one that I did find the random game. I haven't forgot about it. It's just been you know, a long time coming sort of thing. I haven't been doing videos, sorry, so I apologise for that. But I also apologise because this Wednesday we're going down to my mum's for the week, for the couple of weeks. It'll be about nearly roughly 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks, give or take. I'll try and get some videos done when I'm down there, but here's the good part. I'm going on holiday on the Friday and we're going to Butlin, so vlog video, holiday vlog, third one. I'm looking forward to it, guys. I wasn't going to do it. To be honest, I've just thought about it now in my head. I was like, I'm going on holiday and I can do a video because it's just going to be me, Heather, Logan, of course, and where is he? And my mum and dad, which is going to be really nice. We're going down to Bognor, the Butlins. If you know what Butlins is, it's a pretty awesome holiday site. It's massive. There's so much stuff on site. We've been to Minehead Butlins before when we watched the WWE live there, and it's always fun. It's always an enjoyable experience, and it's nice that we're just having a weekend away. You know, with the mum and dad, so you know, not all my brothers are going to be there. Not that I don't like having my brothers there. It's just, it's more of a adult, not adult, I guess we're all adults, but I mean it's more a smaller group of people. You can just bear, you can chill, you can have your laughs, and you can just sort of focus, you know, I can bond with my mum and dad, and they can bond with, you know, Heather and Logan and stuff like that. And I think we need this. We do need that weekend away. Do you want me to try and put it back up?
Give him a snack.
It's going to take him up.
Oh, go on then. Oh.
Right, last one and then you're going up.
No, you don't want it then. Take
right, you're going up. Sorry, I had to go and take my son up to bed. He's tired. We had to wake him up for some food. But he's still tired. But he'll sleep well tonight. Anyway, as I was saying. What was I saying actually? I'm so sorry, I forgot. That's why my voice is slightly lower now, because I don't want to be loud and wake him up again. That's why my voice is quieter. So if you notice in my videos, my voice is significantly quieter because he's trying to sleep. But doesn't seem to be doing a very good job of it at the moment, is he? So ignore that. That's him fighting it. I don't need to sit here and explain myself and explain how babies work. But anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, that's the Yakuza series. Now, it is going to be a pain in the arse with the Yakuza series because number 2 is really expensive, but there is a Kiwami 2 apparently coming out, so I might just wait. Because to be honest, by the time I finish 0 and Yakuza Kiwami, the second one will probably be on its way out, so you know I can wait. Plus I've got a lot of games I can play in between. Oh, if I can drop my smoke. So anyway, so yeah, I've been playing Yakuza. Now I'm gonna try and do some more videos, try and get some more, like I said, the Game Boy one, because I really want to do stuff like that. I really want to try and play games that people perhaps you don't find on YouTube, because you can type in Gotcha Force on YouTube, and most of the videos are from like 8 years ago, you know, when the game when YouTube was older. People didn't have a lot of experience when it came to capturing and stuff. So there's no proper video, dedicated series to it. And that's what I want to do. I do want to do a dedicated series to Gotcha Force, because it is one of my favourite games of all time. And it's just a fantastic game, worth checking out. That's why I've done teasers to it. Now, as I was saying, some upcoming, anyway, I'm going to be at my mum's. I'm really going to look forward to this holiday. That's what I was talking about. Absent-minded much. I'm really looking forward to this holiday. And then we also, my dad being my dad, because he works for a company, he can get places. He works for Waitrose. It's a big company. He works from one of the warehouse districts. And because it's a big company and they sponsor a lot of things, but it was through the Sun newspaper, I think. But I know from his company and his Sun newspaper, he got us tickets to Legoland for me and H. He goes, do you want to go Legoland? I'm off this day. Do you want to go? Got 3 tickets, so I'm really happy. I don't know if we're taking Logan or not. To be honest, it was never discussed. My mum just told me, here's the tickets, sent them to me. And then, obviously, I'm going to go Legoland next Thursday with Heather. Now, I don't know if we're going with the screaming bucket up there or not, but at the same time, I think my mum will know that we probably won't take him, because not because we don't want to. If we got to take him, we take him. It doesn't matter. But she knows that a lot of the rides and things like that, and it's more for when he's a bit older, because we were going to take him on his birthday in September, but because he's a bit young, they said it's still not the best thing to go. That's more of a thing when they're like 3, 4, 5 years old, can go on some of the rides, know about Lego, have played with Lego. He doesn't know what Lego is. We do. I love me some Lego. I love Lego. It's like one of my favourite toys series. I love it. It's just amazing. Lego is awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. I can't wait for the Lego movie 2. I haven't watched the Lego Ninjago movie yet. That's the only one I haven't seen. Lego Batman was alright, but Lego movie was awesome. I was like, oh my god, an actual Lego movie. As for other movies that are coming out, I haven't watched Solo yet. I'm so disappointed. I've watched every Star Wars film in the cinema apart from the original. I think the original trilogy, of course. I think I went and watched Attack of Clones, Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and Phantom Menace 3D. Yeah, I went and watched that. I wonder what happened to the other ones. I wonder why they decided they're not doing it for the other movies in 3D. I think maybe it's because Phantom Menace didn't make a lot of money. I think what they should have done is they should have released all 6 of them. They should have done like maybe the cinema should have had 1 week. Like it should have been more of a smaller time basis. So like Phantom Menace could have been in cinemas for a month, and then the second one could have been in there for a month, and stuff like that. I think that's how the movies should have been done, but because I think the movies, Phantom Menace didn't do very well, but to be honest, the Phantom Menace is the most hated Star Wars movie anyway, so what do you expect? So it's understandable, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, you brought it on yourself. You could have made money from your old movies, essentially. It's like when the cinemas bring out these movies that are only in the cinema for 1 day or something, like the anime movies or the animated movies and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. That cinemas do that, at least here in the UK, where we live. I know in America it's a lot different. But also sometimes the cinemas will do days where they're showing great movies. So they could be showing Lord of the Rings or Titanic. I don't like the movie, don't get me wrong, but it's still considered a great. I can't hate on the movie for how well it did, but I don't like it. You know, all of those sort of things. So it would be nice, and they did Terminator 2 in 3D, and I really want to go and watch that, because just an excuse to watch Terminator 2 again. Not until the... Oh, Mum scans on the 28th. It's the following week. That's
So
why.
we're still down.
Yeah, right, that's fine. Sorry, no, it's because I got a little bit confused about when my mum's scan results are cancer scan. So I obviously wanted to, because we're down there, I wanted to go with them and find out. She's got the cancer. It's just a matter of whether it's going to get worse or if it stayed the same. It's not going to get better. It's just either going to get worse or stay the same and be at a slowing rate. So that's how it is. I accept that. Don't like it, but unfortunately can't do anything about it. And that's why I've been feeling a little bit more anxious over the last few weeks. I think the smoking doesn't help, of course, but hey, what can you do about it? Anyway, as for E3, E3's done. It's over. It's crazy. There were some surprises. Xbox won E3, guys. Xbox 50 games, 18 exclusives. I know a lot of them are indie games, but still, you know, think about it. Gears of War 5, great series. 3 Gears of War games, by the way. Gears of War Tactics, which is going to be, from what I understand, like XCOM, but that's a PC game. So I hope they bring out the for the Xbox One and for the Xbox One as well. And the third game was a little bit confusing, because I saw online it had Gears of War 5, Tactics, and then it had a pop figure. I was thinking, okay, so why is there a pop figure? It turns out the third Gears of War game that they're making is a mobile game with based on the pop figure series in Gears of War. Interesting, but Gears of War 2 remastered would have been better. You know, so, but hey, we got 3 Gears of War games, so can't complain. Halo Infinite, or Halo 6, whatever you want to call it, I'm so looking forward to that. I've been loving playing Halo 5 lately. It's just amazing, Halo. Gotta love me some Halo. You know, what else was there? I mean, there was fucking Forza Horizon 4 for you racing game fans. I've never really played any of the Forza Horizon games, so I have to give them a go. Maybe when I get myself a steering wheel. Sorry. You know, there's Death Days Gone, Death Stranded. You know, PlayStation did have some good ones out there. Resident Evil 2 remake, Red Dead Redemption 2. There's so many good games coming out. Now, this brings me to my final little tour. And that is, a lot of people have said, well, why was there no announcement for PS5? PlayStation 4 is entering its last days. But here's what you've got to understand, guys. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, don't worry about PC, that's a different thing. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One aren't at the final stand, really. Their games lately have been top tier. God of War 4, you know, these upcoming games, like I said, God of War 4, Yakuza 6, these upcoming games, like I said, Gears of War 5, Halo Infinite, you know, that Ghost of Tsushima, whatever it's called, the samurai game. These games look and will play amazing. They're going to be amazing games, and they're going to look fantastic. But the reason, if the consoles were ready to die and they were ready to bring out the next ones, they wouldn't bring them out on these consoles. They go, you know what, this technology is for the next generation of consoles, but it isn't. Because you've got to think, how can the next generation of consoles be ready if these generation of consoles aren't finished? Because it isn't finished, because if they, like I just said, if they were ready to be finished, they wouldn't keep bringing out the games on these consoles that look and play fantastic. They bring them out and go, you know what, these games deserve to be on the next generation of consoles, but they aren't ready to do that yet. And when the next generation of consoles come out, it's going to be out of this world, I can assure you that. You know, Xbox have announced Project Scarlet, whatever that may be. Is it the Xbox 2? I don't know. Or is it the Xbox 720? Or is it a handheld Xbox? We don't know. And the PlayStation 5. And what's Nintendo got in the bag. But the problem is, and a lot of people need to realise this, consoles that die off early cost companies a lot of money. The original Xbox was great. It was the most powerful system of its time. But as soon as the Xbox 360 came out, the original Xbox was just pushed away. They didn't want to carry on with it. They just went, you know what, we've got the new system, we don't need this one anymore. And a similar thing happened with the Xbox One and the Xbox 360. They went, we'll still produce some games for it, but all our effort is in the new console, and we won't put a lot of effort into our old ones. Now, on the other hand, PlayStation 2, in my opinion, has the best, it's not the longest lifespan of a console, but the best way I can describe it as being one of the best uses of a console, and really pushing it to the limits and using it and essentially making it live on something that it cannot continue with. PlayStation 2 came out in the early... PlayStation 2...
Leave it, it's mine.
Oh. PlayStation 2 came out in 2000 and ended sometime in 2013. And the reason I know that is because FIFA 14 was one of the last PlayStation 2 games. And I think it was the last one. I might be wrong, but it was one of the last ones. And FIFA 14 came out in 2013, as do all the sports games. When a game's called, like it said, Madden 18, was last year's game, 2017 season. And it's just called 18 because it's meant to be the sports game, because sports games always come out toward the end of the year, because it's always one behind. The year is always one behind. WWE 2K18, the character roster and all the pay-per-views and stuff were based on 2017. And the same thing will happen with WWE 2K19 and so on with FIFA. And that's how I know that FIFA was one of the last games, and it came out in 2013. And that's a 13-year lifespan for a console. And the PlayStation 2's legacy lives on. But that's a fine example of a console that knew it was ready to give up. Because it was still around when the PlayStation 3 was out, And 2013, when did the PS4 come out? Did PS4 come out in 2013, 2014? Was FIFA 14? No, because FIFA 14 wasn't on PS4. It was FIFA 15 that was the first football game on the thing. But still, even so, the PlayStation was still around in the early days of PS4. That's crazy, man. And they were still making games for it. Now, obviously, the PlayStation 2 version was nowhere near as good as the PS3 version, or etc. But they still made the games for it for one reason and one reason only. Not only more money, but convenience. Because not everyone gets the new console straight away. Same with me. You get an Xbox One. I had an Xbox One when it first came out, but I ended up selling it and getting a PS3. I know it was all messed up. I went through all this phase. I'll talk about it in another video. But what I'm saying is I went back to the Xbox 360 and it.
You used your tab again.
Alright. I went back to the Xbox 360, but at the same time, Xbox One was still the focused console, so I was missing out on a lot. So the way it is these days is that for those of you wanting the next Xbox console, the next generation of consoles, all I'm going to say is that you're not going to hear any information on it till about this time next year. And even so, the consoles probably won't come out for about 3 or 4 years time. And the reason for that is because they can still push these consoles further. You know, I mean, a lot of people saying how great God of War 4 is, but then comes E3 this year and the games next year, people are going to look back and go, wow, this game makes God of War 4 look a little bit obsolete. Doesn't mean it's bad, but it's just proof that the console can still do better. And when they reach that point and go, you know what, our consoles can't get any better than this, we'll bring out the next console. Why? Why do that? Simple. Money. And not only that, you're getting the best value and you're getting the most lifespan with your console. Because if you want someone who's late to the PS4 party like myself, you don't want the PS5 to come out because you want to play PS4 and live it out. Even if it's in its last few stages, you want to get the most out of it. And the Xbox 360, unfortunately, and PS3, they're going to be next. This time next year, that's it. I don't think any more games will be produced for it, and that includes Lego and sports games, because those are the only ones really produced for it. And I don't think we're going to see any more hardware updates, hardware/software updates, and I think they'll eventually shut down the servers, the online servers, maybe in a few years time afterwards, but we're going to start to see those consoles go. But Nintendo did it wrong, because they did it with the Wii and they did it with the Wii U. They cut it off too early, and if you do that, you lose so much money. I don't know if the cat just went out. It looked like, I don't know, I just saw a black thing out the corner of my eye. It might have been the wall. So that's why these companies don't rush the next console, because enjoy what you have now. Because I'm not gonna lie,
I think they
gaming.
run upstairs. I think they run upstairs.
Games now and gaming now is at its peak, but that peak will be broke. Just wait, and trust me, you'll be amazed when they do break those peaks. Games look and play fantastically now. We have advanced features in games that we didn't have when we were younger. I remember playing PS2 for the first time and thinking, oh my god, this game looks amazing. Some games still do, but when we look back on them, they look a little bit obsolete. Doesn't mean they're bad, they're still enjoyable, they're still great, it's still a game. But we know now games are going to get better than this. But at the moment, let's just say they're not going to get better than this. And the reason you do that is because when they do get better, you'll be more amazed than if you just sat here and goes, well, I expected that anyway. But anyway, guys, so that's it really. That's what I wanted to talk about. Do a little bit of a different video, a little bit more of a chilled video. I hope you guys sort of can understand where I'm coming from. So, you know, let me know everything and stuff. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot, lads. And of course, feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think about what I just said. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think I might be wrong? Would you prefer the next generation of consoles to be here this time next year? I don't know. And of course, let me know about what you think about some of the upcoming videos, and if there's any suggestions you have as well. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and join the family. And of course, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.